Aloha everybody, Kaiwaza with you. Welcome back to my channel, aka John Charles, aka Tiki Java, but that's another world. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Welcome to my world. And today is a wax melting schedule for the next, I don't know how long, until I get through everything that I'm going to show you. However long that is, that's how long this burning schedule is for. And check in, because yeah, it's time for a little check-in. I'll try and be quick about it. I just filmed part of a video and deleted it. I'm like, oh my gosh, John, shut up. Like, you haven't even gotten to the wax yet, and you're just like, I swear sometimes I really could. I'm a chatty Cathy. Like, I could probably sit here like and do a 2-hour video of just blabbing about nothing. So let me be a little bit more focused here on our chat and say two things I'm curious, or that I would bring up. One is that if you follow my videos, you might know that might recall 3 months ago, I had a kind of a serious check-in with my doctor. I've been going every 3 months. I'm diabetic, and my A1C or AC1, I never remember what it is, A1C levels have been, going. I'm already diabetic, but they've been getting higher and higher. And the last one was right after Christmas, and I knew that was going to be really bad because I was very, very naughty over Christmas with what I ate. But I haven't been good. I will, by my own confession, in the past year and a half, I've not been really good about not eating sweet stuff. I'm moderate about carbs all the time. I do eat mostly like whole grain kind of carbs, or things that, I don't eat a lot of white rice or whatever, but I do like pasta. So what I did at the last meeting was very serious. He's been trying to get me to go on Jardinets, or I can't remember the name of the other one that starts with an R. That's like, these are more serious diabetes medications. I've been taking metformin. It's been okay, but he's like, oh, it's not really working because your A1C is going up and up. I'm like, it's kind of going up because of me, not really because it's not working. But anyway, last meeting 3 months ago was kind of serious, and he's like, look, this is the deal, because he's been trying to get me to go on this other medication for a long time, and it's very expensive, and my insurance really only covers a little of it, and it's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I really fought him, and we had a real standoff the last time I was there 3 months ago, because it was high. My AC1 was like, A1C was 7.4. It was very high. And we had a standoff. He said, look, this is the deal. You have to lose between 5 and 10 pounds, and you need to drop your, sugar, glucose levels in 3 months. We'll have another one. So I was serious about it. I said, okay, I get it, really. So what I've done the past 3 months, though, is the only thing I've done as far as diet is just drop all sweets completely, 100%. I mean, nothing. I have some fruit, sometimes, but as far as any sort of pastries, cookies, cakes, yogurts, ice cream, whatever, like zero. The only even at work, where I'm baking stuff all the time or whatever, I don't have any of it or sample any of it or whatever. I've been really good about it. The only thing I've literally had in the 3 months has been when I've gone to Panda several times, I have eaten my fortune cookie. Yeah, which I don't even think is super, super sweet anyway. So anyway, but I don't know, and I walk more. I made it a point to walk a lot more, just be a little bit more active. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not the whole exercise thing is not happening. That's a 4-letter word in my vocabulary. Not happening. But walking, yeah, I walk more. So I always walk, but I have made it a point to walk a lot more. Always walk home from work. And if I'm going to Ala Moana, if I'm going someplace within some kind of a walkable distance, I make it a point to walk there and take a bus back. So I have walked more, but that's the only changes I've made. But I kind of thought just cutting out the sweets would lower my A1C levels. I really thought that might do a lot. I had my blood work done last week. You get the results before you see the doctor, and I wasn't super happy. Like, I didn't know about weight. I don't know. I don't have a scale at home. I don't like to obsess about it, and I can't really, I weigh myself at Al Moana Center. They have a scale once in a while. I mean, I go there once in a while and weigh myself. I don't know if it's how accurate it is exactly. I don't really know. And I don't, it's hard for me as far as weight to really tell, because a lot of my jeans and shorts and stuff are stretch, you know, stretch denim, whatever. So I don't really, you know, I don't really know, like, if I'm losing weight or not. I can't really tell. I thought I'd lost a little bit, but I didn't really know. So when I got the blood work back, it was a little bit disappointed to me, because it was very elevated. Previously, it had been 7.4, my A1C, which is very high. And it had dropped to 6.5, which is a really substantial drop, but that's still elevated. That's still in the diabetic, you know, range. It was a drop. So I was a little disappointed. I didn't know whether he was going to be, you know, okay with that, or still want me to go on Jardiance or something. So I don't know what was going to happen. I went into the doctor's yesterday, weighed myself on a accurate scale there, be weighed in, and I was 213. I had been 219 the previous time, and I was 213. So I did, in fact, lose 6 pounds. I was like, okay, check, that's good. But now I'm probably going to get raked over the coals on my A1C. But I went in, the doctor was so happy. I've never, in all the years I've gone, I've only seen him really happy one other time. Very mellow person. I don't mean like he's angry or whatever. I just mean he's not. Yeah, but he was like super happy this time. He was like, oh my gosh, that's so great. Like, you dropped the A1Cs. That's a wonderful drop from 7.4, you know, to 6.5. That's incredible. And you lost 6 pounds, which is great. And he said, off the table. We won't talk about Jardiance, or you know, that's great. Keep doing what you're doing. And he said, the next appointment will be in 6 months rather than 3, because I've been going every 3 months. And so just keep what you're doing, and it'd be great if you could lose, you know, up to like 10 pounds would be great. And I don't know, you know, we'll see what happens. I suppose if I keep my diet the way it has been, I probably would lose some more over time. We'll see. And maybe I'll work a little bit on carbs, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll see about that. So I was, you know, that was great. I was really happy about that. So that went well. Yeah, I don't have to go on additional medication. Oh, and the other thing I stopped doing too, because after I got my reports back before seeing him, and I thought, oh, it didn't really drop to below, you know, diabetic. I thought, okay, I don't know. I'm looking up like, what can you do, or what things might be preventing your A1C from going down. One of the things they talked about was other medications. One of the medications they listed was nortriptyline. Well, I've been on nortriptyline for 20 years. I'm like, why did nobody ever say to me during this entire process, maybe nortriptyline is elevating your, you know, A1C level? Because I don't really need to take it. My MS, multiple sclerosis doctor, neurologist, prescribed it to me a long time ago after I was first diagnosed, and I just complained to him one time that I was just more tired than usual. I always have MS fatigue, but I just felt a little more tired than usual, and he's like, oh, take nortriptyline, because he prescribes it to all his MS patients, basically. It's an antidepressant. It's a very old drug, antidepressant, and they use it a lot now for like MS fatigue and neurological pain. I don't have any neurological pain. I'm not depressed, but I have MS fatigue, and so I've just been taking it all this time because it's very inexpensive. But I don't know that it really has done anything for my MS fatigue. I still have MS fatigue, and I don't need it for the other things. And the other thing it does is, I mean, TMI, is it does tend to make me very constipated, which is an issue after a while. And I have stopped it a couple of times for a while, just because, like, God, I need to like flush everything out, and I get sort of constipated. So that was happening again now, and I thought, now it's something that might be elevating my A1C. I'm a little bit irritated that nobody ever brought that up. So I just stopped it like last week. I'm like, I don't need it. I'm just gonna stop it, and maybe that will drop it a little bit more on the next visit. I don't know. But yeah, I did mention it to the doctor. He's like, well, I don't think it's really a factor. And I'm thinking, well, thinking and knowing are two different things. But I mean, if we're trying to, if my A1C was an issue and it's getting really high and we're put me on another medication or whatever, like, why did you never say, maybe, do you really need nortriptyline? I mean, maybe we can look at that and say, maybe you could try not taking it. I don't know. Doctors, you know? I mean, I love them. You gotta have them, but it's like a lot of them they want you on more and more meds. I guess they get more kickbacks or whatever. I don't know. And I just don't want to, I don't mind medication, but to take more medication to make up for what another medication that you don't really need is doing, it's kind of like, yo, stop the madness here. Okay, other thing I wanted to touch on, I'm getting ready to do some traveling in June and July, and probably be gone like a month, and I'm gonna go visit my cousin in South Carolina. I might go to Louisiana maybe and judge a pageant there that a friend of mine runs. I'm gonna go see my friend Scott in Arizona, Mesa, at his new retirement, his desert oasis retirement home. And I'm going to Utah in early July to judge Miss Utah USA. So I'll be gone for like a month, and I just have started looking at plane tickets and all of that. And I'm just curious about you guys, if you ever go like on long trips that have various multi-cities. I used to always get it very planned in advance and get all of my airline tickets in advance of the trip. I mean, like have the whole thing planned out, purchase the tickets, itinerary done. But the past couple of times I've gone on these month-long sojourns with different locations, I haven't done that. I've just gotten like my get there ticket and my come back ticket sometimes, but not anything in between, going from point A to point B and B. I've just kind of done it when I was on the mainland, and I felt like I got some really good deals when I did that. I got some flights that were cheaper than they would have been had I made them earlier through like Orbitz or whatever. So I'm debating about whether to do it that way or not, because there is also a part of me that's like, oh my gosh, but you know, like you never know. You can wait and then you're someplace and then there's like an oil shortage or something, or you know what I mean? Something happens and all of a sudden, or everybody decides to travel and inflation goes through, the tickets go through the roof or something. I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? So I'm not sure, because I started looking at some tickets for everything, all the stops, and just debating whether I wanted to do that or just get coming and going. Getting to Charleston from here, which is the first stop, was pretty cheap. If I just did a one-way ticket, to be honest, I was like, why is that so much cheaper than like going to, I don't know, it's weird. But I'm curious if any of you do that, whether you tend to like plan it and get them way in advance, or wait when you're in city A before you go to point B to make those plane reservations. I got one year, I went from Albuquerque to Orlando on Frontier for $100. I got a deal, like, it was so cheap. I wasn't even gonna go, it was to judge a pageant. I was in Albuquerque, but it was like $100. Like, I can fly there for $100. Yeah, let's go. I will go. So anyway, curious what your thoughts are.
Hello, as you can see, I'm a giant Easter egg, and I'm floating here in the air to remind you that spring is coming. Spring is nearly here, I promise. And to help warm you up, why don't you listen to Radio Green Goddess on live365.com. That's the online radio station where Mr. Kaiwaza is playing those reflective, plastic-like things from the 90s called CDs that are filled with that relaxing and lovely and sometimes mysterious, new agey kind of music, and often featuring the lovely sounds of nature that we see here before us in this lovely picture. I guess the trees don't make any sounds, but, you know, the sounds of the leaves and the birds, the babbling brooks and the winds and all of that sort of thing. It'll make you feel great. It'll relax you. It's wonderful music for taking a walk, for reading, for taking a nap, for meditating, for trying to reach nirvana, for, I don't know, dying Easter eggs or something, you know. Anyway, check out Radio Green Goddess. The link is below in the description. And I think contrary to what you're thinking, you might really enjoy it. Try it. Just, you know, try it. Click on the link. Come on, you can do it. It's not that hard. You don't have to stay if you don't like it. Just you know, check it out. Give it 10 minutes. Go and wash the dishes and let the thing play, you know? Anyway, thank you.
Wax situation. Wax situation. So, what's my time here? I got a message. Look at that, 14 minutes. He'd just be talking and talking. Okay, so I have, as you know, on my new lease, I cannot burn candles. So what I started out doing was taking many of my candles and making them into wax melts. Because I have several wax melters. And what I discovered, I can't really explain it all. I don't know, it's a mystery to me, but a lot of them became much less scented in that process. And when I was melting them, a lot of them were like, okay, this was kind of a pretty strong candle when I got it. And after turning it, I know you're gonna lose a little bit, like when you melt it and make it into melts and whatever, but like it seemed like, oh, I was losing quite a bit on some of these. So I thought I want to get a candle lamp. A crock is okay, but I mean, it takes a long time to warm up a candle and candle crock. And candle lamp is a lot faster because it just heats from the top down and it starts melting right away. And I guess you just pour some wax out when you're not smelling it anymore. Anyway, so I got a lamp and I love it. I had trouble finding one for a little while because it seemed everything was either like white or black, metallic, very modern things that, I mean, that's fine, but I really personally don't like the way that looks. I don't want to look at that. I don't want that thing out. I want it to have a little character or look a little old or something. And I did find one, finally, Amazon. This one right here with a lovely gold glass lamp. So it has a nice glow to it rather than just a black or white metallic thing. And it's adjustable, so depending on your size of your candle. So it works beautifully, and I'm super, super happy with it. It was a little bit more expensive than the others, but it's okay. I really like it. So what my plan is, my schedule is, because I had been losing some scent from these once I made it to melt, I want to go ahead and melt everything that I had made into melts, and just use that all up. And then I'll start with my candles, and I can put my candles under the warmer, and you know, I don't need to do anything to them, just put them under the warmer. So I'm going to use all of the candles that I made into wax melts. I'm going to use those up before I do anything else. And I mean, I'll have some actual like wax melts that I can use in the melters to go with stuff, or on nights that I'm tired of one of these scents to do something else. But so let me just show you these. It's an odd assortment, but it's what I'm going to be melting until further notice, until I'm through these. So I don't know how long that's going to take, but I have already started on a green. Again, these had already been made into wax melts. This is green aloe and tea from White Barn, or Bath&BodyWorks. What's the scent notes here? Green tea leaves, refreshing aloe, white sage with essential oils. Now, interestingly, this one has stayed excruciatingly strong. This was, even after making it to melts, when I melted them, melted the melts, it wasn't that strong again. But just melting the jar, with them in the jar, that's what I'm doing, just taking all the melts and just in the jar. Fabulous, super, super strong. I mean, this could not be stronger. This is like a 9 or a 10. Couldn't be stronger. And it's a great Love the scent, green tea and aloe. I'm not going to say it's 100% natural smelling, but it is very refreshing. I guess the sage makes it a little more earthier. One that I think lost a lot of scent that I'm finishing up also, I have about a half thing full of melts, is this Palo Santo. This one I think lost quite a bit of its scent in the process. It's a very nice scent. It is woody, Palo Santo wood. Palo Santo wood, warm amber, soft musk. Very pleasant, very nice, very weak at this point, probably like a 3 or 4. I can sort of smell it, but yeah, that one diminished, but there's still a little bit of scent in that. Okay, now like I said, it's an odd assortment because it's things I had done way earlier since October, but I'm just gonna use everything up. So here we go. Spiced pumpkin and patchouli. This was so strong. The candle was so strong. The wax must have been okay too. Like they've been still smelling, and I've used, you know, like more than half of it. Pretty strong. But I'm gonna go ahead and use it, you know, and just put these under the lamp and use them up that way. This is from White Barn. I love this scent. I really love it. Rich pumpkin, warm patchouli, a touch of cinnamon sugar. The patchouli is really strong, but it does have that sort of pumpkin spice in there. I like this one. Maybe a little bit weird to be doing it in the spring, but that's okay. That's okay. Also a little bit weird to do. I don't know, nothing, but yeah, that's okay. Old-fashioned cider donut, obviously a fall packaging. This one's still pretty strong too. Old-fashioned cake donut, baked apples sprinkled with brown sugar, cinnamon. It's nice. Smelling this here though, I can tell it's lost some of its strength. It was a little stronger before, but we'll see how it does, but it's kind of an apple scent, but like a fried donut kind of thing with sugar, cinnamon sugar, apple. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's fall, but yeah, it's okay. I'm not super I mean, I love seasonal stuff, but I don't feel like you can't melt and burn things at other times. To me, I just, you know, like we had a big spell of rain. We had about 3 weeks of like very, very rainy weather here. It was very cold for us, very cold at night, like down into the 60s. For us, that's like, oh, it's Christmas weather not here, but somewhere on the mainland. It's super cold. All the local people are walking around Waikiki, going to and from work, you know, in their sweaters and coats with hoods, you know, and all the visitors are, I mean, 60-something for most of them. Hey, they're in their shorts and aloha shirts and all that, and we're just like singing Christmas carols. This one was super strong, and I tell you, when I melt a couple of these melts, and it lost a lot of scent in that process, which is a shame because I'm hoping it will do better, you know, under the candle lamp, because I love this scent. This is Bath&BodyWorks pink lilac and vanilla. Not something I would have thought of putting together, but really nice. Fresh lilac bouquets, dewy greens, vanilla blossoms. I think that's what kind of, there is a green note in here, not just the lilacs, with the vanilla. Super nice. It's not smelling that strong though, so I don't know. We'll see how it does. Okay, this one also seems to have lost a great deal when I made it in the melts. Although as I recall, it wasn't super, super strong to begin with, but I got this one on clearance from TJ Maxx. It's Opal House line, Oh Hero Candle, Rainbow Eucalyptus. There aren't any scent notes on this. It's pretty cheap, $5. I made big old honkin' melts out of this one. But it's a nice scent. I think it will do well under the lamp. But I don't know why they seem to do better under the lamp than on the warmer in this form, but they do. Because everything I have melted a couple things that will be in my empties already that were very so-so as melts that were doing pretty good under that candle lamp. Maybe it's just hotter, I don't know. But this one's nice. It's just eucalyptus, and I don't know, I would say there's sort of a lemongrass or something else in here like that. Pleasant, nice scent. Yeah, okay, and the rest of these are like really off season, but oh, it's okay. Hi pumpkin spice latte. Well, I don't know, is a latte ever not okay for me? I'm a coffee addict. This one is very strong. It's a latte, you know, pumpkin spice latte. Pumpkin, pie spice, fresh brewed espresso, homemade whipped cream, cinnamon, sugar. It's all there. It's all there, and it's quite strong. And the coffee note is very strong in this, which is nice, because sometimes the coffee notes are kind of watered down, but there's a espresso note in this for sure that I like. And my last two candles, this is White Barn. Yeah, this is a little bit strange for, you know, April, May. Gingerbread, gingerbread marshmallow. Look, aren't these cute? I had little gingerbread. Again, this one not super strong. I feel like this one lost a lot of scent in the process of making it in the melt. So we'll see how it does under the candle lamp. But it's a nice scent. Gingerbread spice, eggnog, spiced rum, vanilla frosting, brown sugar crystals. Yeah, is that really eggnog? I don't know. It's kind of milky, but the ginger is strong. That's nice. Marshmallow. And this one, I don't know, this one smells kind of strong, but I'm hesitant to you know, let it go until the holidays. So, because I don't know how it's gonna be. This was a Village candle, one of these really nice metallic ones. Christmas spice, cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg. It's quite strong. I mean, super strong, but like I said, I'm afraid to let it go sit like this through the holidays. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll be melting it in the coming weeks. But it is really, really strong. And I actually, on this one, nutmeg at this point I don't get that much, but a lot of clove and a lot of cinnamon. It's a very strong cinnamon and it's a very strong clove. I mean, it's quite astringent. I like it though. I might mix it with something though, this one. You know, melt something else. Something bakery or whatever to kind of mellow it out a little bit, because this is quite intense. But we'll see how it does. And then, you know, the melts, like I said, I have a lot of melts. I'll just pick and choose to augment these or to be something very different on a night that I don't want to deal with those. And I have gone through part of this Pink Sands Yankee Candle. This, very strong. I tell you, last night I only had a cube of this melting in the foyer wax melter. I didn't have anything going in this room because I had been out most of the night, and I just had turned that on earlier, and it just 1 cube. And I could smell it in here completely well. That was surprising how strong that was. And it's a very nice scent. I did get the notes on it, believe it or not. Melon berry, citrus, base of spiced vanilla, musk, and woody notes. And I would agree with that completely, because it is, which is odd for Pink Sands, because what does any of that have to do with the beach and Pink Sands? Absolutely nothing. And yet somehow it works, but it's it is a melon, it is berry, but it's sweet. The vanilla is there. It's not like a freshing smoothie kind of like melon berry. It's very sweet, and there is a woody, musky note that sort of grounds it differently. It's nice. It's nice. So that's what I'm going to be melting for. I don't know how long. I don't know how long it's going to be until I'm done with those. And then I'll give you an empties. Or at some point I might just do it, because I have some empties already. Of some of these I've already finished with. So maybe I'll do an empties in a couple weeks. But it's going to take at least a month, I'm sure, to get through all of these. Do you guys, if you have a candle lamp, do you pour wax out after a while? I hear that that's what you're supposed to do. You let it sit there and melt, and then after you don't smell it for a night or two or whatever, pour some out. But I've done that a little bit, but mostly what I've done is I just keep stirring it around every so often, because that seems to bring out oils from the bottom or whatever. I don't know, because I feel like if I'm still smelling it and I pour wax out, that's kind of wasting it. Like there's still something there, but I don't know. What do you guys do if you do that? I do pour some out eventually, but I tend to just stir it a few times every time I'm melting it at some point. Just stir it up a little bit. Okay, that's it. That's enough. See, look at that. Half an hour. Oh my God. So long. Shut up. Okay, thank you for watching, and leave any comments below if you have any of these scents, or what your experience with them has been, or your experience with your candle lamp, or your trip planning, about like if you plan it all out and get all of your airplane tickets, or whether you kind of wing it in between places. I don't know. You have to go on Amtrak. I don't know. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye.